another episode of Let's Talk Love. One. I am one of your hosts, Tasha Mack. I'm joined with. You came in here with a lot of energy, and now you loud.
You say the love.
Can you talk louder for the people so they can just?
If they couldn't hear the shea butter, make sure you say the lover. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Asia baby.
Don't forget the baby, short. Don't forget the baby. Don't forget the baby.
Cannot.
Don't forget the baby. Don't forget the baby.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, don't forget the baby though.
As always, we are here today to bring you conversations surrounding everything love. So today we're going to just go right into the topic of older versus younger when we're dating.
I feel like I'm alcoholic because I drink tea.
Oh yes, we're drinking green tea courtesy of Asia Baby, the best bartender I ever
I
had.
don't like this.
I'm a little bit offended that. I mean, honestly,
This is good.
One of Asia Baby words. Honestly, you know what I mean. I'm just trying to figure out why it's only two.
Because Tasha called me.
I called her.
But you didn't call me.
Tasha called me.
But how would I know? You understand what I mean?
Tasha picked up her phone.
It don't matter though, Asia Baby, but we both be friends though.
Okay.
So
Tasha called me.
We're going to talk about dating versus older. So question, I like my questions. Would you date, what do you prefer, dating older or younger? And we're going to go around in a circle.
For me, I like a little bit of both. You know what I mean?
And how young?
No, I'm not going young. I'm not going young on you, man. That shit you sent me earlier.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that.
Honestly, on his defense, that's why I laughed. And I was me.
19 and this nigga 38 years old?
I was 30-something years old, and I was messing with this guy. He was like 20, give or take 21.
Really?
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, like, he was legal.
You a child molester.
He was over 18.
It don't matter, though.
Well, guess what?
He's a whole adult one.
Or was he molesting me?
He probably was molesting the fuck out of you.
Anyway,
That's just the physical aspect. That's about the mental aspect.
honestly, actually, he was a good guy.
I'm not saying
He helped my kids with their homework. You would have thought like he was much older because he was more mature. I mean, besides like once we really got in a relationship, he started doing extra shit, and then I took him.
I would just say this.
Okay.
My grandfather
But this
told
sex
me,
was really, really good because when he used to get in the shower, I would pull the curtain back and the water.
She really get to her bag.
Yes,
She really get in her bag.
Because
the water was glistening on that light. He had a good body.
Say it the correct way, though. Say it the correct way. The water was glistening all over you.
I ain't gonna lie, like
Say that shit right. And if you gonna say that statement, you gotta say that shit right.
and I used to go to work because I worked 2 jobs, and I'd be at my desk like sleep.
Because he didn't wear it out.
Like I used to be at my desk.
So he had you going. Little young nigga had you going. Little young nigga had you
I used to be
going.
like, man, I'm tired of shit. Like I used to be tired.
So the
like
young
when I
nigga
get off
had
of work,
you going.
even when I have sex in the morning before I go to work, it's like, look,
It
I
was
know
too
shit.
much.
Yeah,
So
it was fun at first, but then after a while, it's like I gotta do grown people shit. I gotta
You
go to
could
work.
be fucking all day like a rat.
Yeah, I can't do that. Now you could have called me teens or 20s, early 30s. I might have been a J.
How old
I
was you
can't
dealing with a 20-year-old?
Huh?
How old was you?
I was 30 something.
Like 31.
I can't remember, but I
Like
was 30.
37.
I don't think I was 37.
Like 36.
I don't think. I might have been my early 30s or mid 30s.
Like 35.
I said my early or mid.
But actually, when you qualification, that's going to determine on.
Matter of fact, he is 28, I think now.
Okay, so how old are you?
Let's
If
just
you don't mind me asking.
Yeah,
If you
he's
don't
like
mind me asking,
28.
how old are you?
I'm 41.
So what about you, Juan? Younger or older?
I'm 43.
Yo, you like 2?
No, I'm actually 3. I'm actually 3.
When did you turn 43?
I'm actually 3 years older. You know what I mean?
How long have you been 43?
I've been 43 a whole year.
So I'm 42.
44.
And then let's get to this segment because
All right, Juan. So older versus younger.
I mean, You know, my grandfather always told me to marry younger because they can take care of you when you get older.
And they can keep.
But how much younger?
But hold. Let me finish my statement. But you can get with a younger woman that doesn't understand. I don't want a younger woman that don't understand how to take care of me when I get older. You feel me?
Well, why do you feel as though she wouldn't understand how to take care of you?
It depends.
Maturity.
Maturity, self-awareness. You know what I mean?
So have you dated someone significantly
younger
than you?
And I do like old. I actually married.
You got some old ass bitch.
Ooh.
I mean, I like older women too, but I like older women. I like older women. Like, if I was to date older, if I were to date older,
Okay.
you know what I mean? I had a couple older women that was in my, you know, but
And you're what? I'm confused. And you're what?
What's older to you?
What is in the DM? Like, and you're what?
no,
And the DMs.
Relax. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, so, you know, I like older women, right? But they have to be a certain kind of way.
Yeah, you
know what I mean?
Right, women.
I mean, I'm not gay.
And I like what you like.
I'm a black man. I'm both like black women. That's what I'm.
Why? We just heard this conversation.
I'm saying black men supposed to like black
We just
women.
had this conversation that we could last about race. Let me tell you about that.
Well, I don't give a fuck
Women
about race. I just know
A1, younger versus older.
Oh, let me A1, no disrespect.
You
No
dragging the
disrespect.
shit out.
Because y'all tried to like, y'all thought that you saved the game. Well, I'm talking.
All right, go
ahead.
All right, so younger versus older, right? So I do like older women. You know what I mean? But they have to be a certain type of older woman. You know what I mean? Like, they have to be, you know, physically aware themselves. You know what I mean? That is self together. You know what I mean? And if they're older women, they have to already kind of have dealt with their baggage from their older past. Because I'm dealing with my baggage.
But one don't completely deal with their baggage.
No, as you should, because nobody wants to walk into a baggage situation. Who wants to?
Nobody.
I don't want to
to
add your luggage to my shit when I'm going on a flight. They charge extra money for that shit. What are you talking about?
I mean, but sometimes people don't understand that they have.
But they should, though. But they should. That's
I
the
agree.
problem. That's the
But
problem.
some people don't understand that they.
But it's about
that it
self-awareness.
is,
Like, you can't go from one relationship to another. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta.
I agree with that.
You gotta deal with yourself, understand yourself before you go into a new situation. Even if you love the person that you meet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta just move a little different. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta, if you understand yourself, it's a little different. You know what I mean? I know y'all expect that from Shea Butter Love, but I'm like,
No.
Shea Butter Love, a little
With
rubber
you,
dance.
I expect
everything.
everything.
A1 is quiet. What's your
A1,
take? Yeah, let's talk. I mean, get it together.
Let's talk love. That's the name of the
Yes,
show,
let's talk love.
I don't have a preference, man, but like he was touching, like I'm touching what he says about baggage, like young or old. Okay, I'll give you that. My preference is older, but like I said, you gotta have your shit together no matter what. So if you're young or old, bro,
Gotta have your shit together.
yeah,
Because you know your value. You know your value at this point. You know, whether young or old, you know your value. Whether you're a young person or old person, if you know your value, then you're only going to attract or bring what is supposed to be with you. You understand what I mean? Like, you're not going to settle for no bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an older brother. So at this point in the game, like, I'm not settling for no bullshit.
No, you're not that damn old.
No, I am an older brother.
But no,
It's not
Compared to,
old.
no, listen, I'm buried all my homeboys that I grew up with. So I am an older brother. You know what I mean?
It has nothing to do with
It does, because, like, the life expectancy of a black man is not really that high.
It wasn't that high even when I was younger.
All right, but we talking about currently. I'm talking about for me.
Okay, and apparently women too, because they killing them like.
Why are you trying to attack me on some positive shit?
I'm being positive, but I'm just saying, like, if you're going to speak on it on both ends. Because I don't watch my sisters. They've been getting killed too.
Well, I do
The kids
have
getting killed. I'm not even talking about the violence. I was just talking about, let's talk love. What you talking about? Where you talking?
You're not that fucking old.
I am. I mean, I feel like I'm an older gentleman compared to my peers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because most of the people that I engage with every day are younger than me. You know what I mean? And so as an older brother, I got to make sure I'm living in a high vibration so I can vibrate high for them. so they can understand how to move when they become my age, and hopefully they will be much better and further along because they're young getting the information. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's really about. You know what I mean? So,
Wow. I used to have a preference.
I said me too.
Me too, bro. I don't think we're supposed to.
No.
No, me too. She's part of the show.
I don't know. Because the way she was like.
But you didn't just say that on my head.
I don't think
No, what did she didn't say? Well, I used to be into older guys until I was.
Thompson like she fuck with young niggas.
Well, I attract young guys.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I attract young guys, but I don't prefer them. And one guy, he was a perfect example earlier as to why I can't date younger guys. Because they get in their feelings. I got cussed out earlier there. I don't know why I got cussed out, but I got cussed out. I was like, oh, wow, because I didn't want to, like, talk to you or anything. So that's why I can't deal with the younger guys. But I don't see a difference because men gonna be men regardless. Like, I really don't see it. It's all about, like, the maturity.
It's a difference.
It's not. It's really not.
You got some men that are living their second childhood. So
but you got them men.
They may be a younger man, but then you got brothers like
right.
I got
with a man, and he's still acting like he's 16.
Right.
My son's 27 years old. I don't do that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, because we do have kids that's adults too. Yeah. So now I look at that as well. Like, what I look like dating someone in their 20s when I have a son that's about to be 21. So that's
dating somebody in their 20s.
I mean, I can't like.
So just to being that you said that, you know, piggybacking off the shit you said.
Oh yeah, so Marcus Houston.
He's married to a young.
Yeah,
and
he just got married to a 19-year-old.
That shit was acceptable because he already has a bag. If he didn't have a bag, that shit would not be acceptable.
It's because of his money.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but I also think it's because of his gender. Because if it's a woman, an older woman dating, an older woman dating a younger guy, it's always like
that girl was 18.
No, but she's 19.
She's 19.
I don't give a fuck.
What she's saying is, women, we catch the backlash of a lot of things.
Exactly.
Like, for
I'm giving him the backlash. I'm not giving y'all the backlash. She was just saying, like, on both ends. You know, women kept, like you saying, he don't really make no sense. Married to somebody that's 19.
Right.
Maybe he might have started dating. I was going to say, yeah.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, that shit in itself is, again, if you don't think her parents and shit was not looking at the bag, then we're confused.
I don't know.
We're on like 4 different waves.
I guess it's
because that's the bag.
I guess for me,
because if it was my daughter, I don't give a fuck if it was Marcus Houston, Jay-Z, or motherfucker. You ain't dating my daughter at no motherfucking 18. Period. And you 40.
But it's a lot of that going on in the industry now.
Like
Jay-Z and Beyonce
going on. But why is that acceptable though?
That's what we're talking about.
But why is that acceptable? We gotta start calling niggas out.
Well, no, it's not.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, it's cool, but it's not cool. You know what I mean? Well, why do it has to be a problem if you call it out? I don't agree with that shit.
I don't think nothing wrong with calling.
You know what I mean? Like, we have to really understand like where we at and like. You know, and I didn't really want to come on the show with this type of tip, but
you always do.
You know what I mean? Like, no, seriously, we are in a real war right now. You know what I mean? We have to really understand like where we at as black people, and we gotta really do some real powerful shit. You know what I mean? And I think that shit he doing, that shit's fun. That's not black family. That's not black liberation. That's not black love. That's like, yo, you are molested. You're contributing all the people that sit at Thanksgiving and shit. And be sitting with the people that penetrated them and did crazy shit to them. You don't agree with that?
No, I don't.
All right, well, okay.
And the only reason why I don't agree with that is because I come from being molested. No, I don't.
So did you sit at how many years did you sit at a table with somebody that molested you? If you did,
someone that molested me, and honestly, I didn't realize it until he died. The trauma, I didn't realize till he died. But I won't agree with that.
So my question is then, my last question is, so you didn't get to sit at the table. This was someone that, you know. So did you sit at the table with him after that situation?
And live with him.
So I respect that. You know what I mean?
Lived with him. He stayed at my house and everything.
But how do one deal with that? Like how do one mentally, as a woman that went through that? Because I've never been through no shit like that.
Mentally, then or now?
Then, now, just current, because we got a lot of people watching. You know what I mean?
I didn't like him. I didn't understand why I didn't like him because of trauma. I blocked it. And once he passed away, I had to get therapy because then the trigger, him dying was a trigger, which probably seems very crazy. Him dying was a trigger for me.
Because most people think that him down will be a release like that.
But it wasn't.
It
It was actually a trigger for me because I had blocked it for so long.
Yeah, and now you hit the face.
And
Yeah,
so
deal with it, like,
I
oh,
had to
damn,
face
I
what
can't
really
even-
actually happened
Okay.
or was happening at the time. So I'm not gonna agree with that really.
No, now that you said what
you're
you
trying
said,
to correlate
you made me change my position. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. Hey, story.
because that's not always the case when
I'm not saying it's always the case, but it is the majority.
I mean
Go ahead, you can go ahead.
We don't.
Is
Matter of
there
fact, let's not touch on that. We're gonna leave that.
is there an age?
But that can be a topic.
Is there an age where y'all feel like the gap is uncomfortable? Like, does it matter what if they're legally of age, or does it matter?
I'm
what
not
the
dealing
gap
with no
is?
woman. I'm 40. I'll be 44 this year. A woman got to be at least 38 to fuck with me. Period.
Okay.
And I'm not dealing with no 20-year-olds. I'm not dealing with no. I had a young woman. She was about to turn 30. I was like, nah, I can't do that. She was dope. We was vibing. Everything was cool. And I was like, nah, because I had to think about if I was her father. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
have you ever dated someone young? Like,
not that young. I mean, that's damn near 15 years.
yeah, when I saw the age
You know what I mean? So you
difference
gotta think
between
about,
Marcus
like,
and I'm like, I have a 19-year-old and I'm 38.
You wasn't even
So
You know what I mean? So you look at it from like your real systematical shit, like, yo, I'm 15, you wasn't even born. Nah. That
Yeah,
shit
when
is,
I
that
saw-
shit is abnormal. I don't
yeah,
give a
when
fuck
I
what
saw that
nobody
about
says.
Marcus,
You know
I
what
was like, I'm 38 and I have a 19-year-old.
Yeah,
Like I can't
nah,
even imagine that.
nah,
I have a son that's
nah,
21.
nah.
Like
my son's 17. I'll be damned if you fuck with a woman that's
honestly,
38.
I'm not gonna say I agree with it or disagree with it because one, it's not my business.
Right.
Two, honestly, you have these young girls that are a little fast, and maybe she might feel like it could be the money. With certain
I think that shit
situations,
was
honestly,
strictly
I really
bad.
don't touch one because we really
Even
don't
looking at the type of woman that
Because
she
he's been dating her
is.
how
who
long?
is she? Is she
I think he's been dating her for a while though.
I mean, let's talk
I mean,
about.
not
If
shame,
we're gonna talk about that situation, let's dig a little deep, right? Let's think about this, right? She's light skinned. Will we agree to
that's
that?
another topic.
That's a whole false colorism.
You and this race.
No, I'm
False
starting to feel where he
colorism,
going.
False colorism, right? He got a young girl. He's 38. That nigga don't have no kids
No, he don't.
at all.
The
Right.
Yeah.
molested victim.
Exactly.
He is.
You understand what I mean? So he's redoing
I was
the
thinking that,
same
but-
thing that was done to him, and for nobody to stop
Was it
that
a
shit,
woman or was it a man?
it doesn't even matter.
Sometimes it do.
Sometimes it does.
That's what I'm
matter.
saying. Was it a woman or was it
I mean, I
a
don't know.
I didn't even know that about
It was a
him.
man.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Neither. I ain't said it, somewhat I've kind of heard, but I don't, certain stuff, you just be like, all right, talking.
Right.
But somewhere I'm there.
Oh wow. So that makes sense.
I mean, I just think that like older men, we should be dating women within like 5.
I do agree.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not dating a woman that's like 15 years younger than me. I'm not doing that. You know?
I think for myself,
I'm not doing
honestly,
that. I'm
I've
not doing
dated young. I wouldn't do it again.
I just think
it's like
about-
I had that experience.
Yeah, you had that
I
girl
was
that's
like,
gone.
and I think I'm about early 30s. I had that experience, and it's like I don't have the time or the energy, especially now. I don't have time.
I mean, then you gotta
These
think about.
young guys be trying to holler. I'm sorry.
But then you gotta think about
the
that.
son age.
But you gotta
Right.
think about. That's what I'm saying. Like you said, the Sunday age. You gotta think about the psychological shit you're doing to a motherfucker. Then you may not even know that you're doing. You know what I mean? They think they're doing some slick shit, but you really fucking them up.
Yeah.
Well, the one that
And I'm not
I
saying you did anything wrong, Ace, baby. You know?
that's what he liked because his baby mother was older than me.
Yeah, and you do
At the
have
time.
these younger guys
Like,
that love dating
sometimes
older
younger
women.
guys like
Yeah,
when,
bro. Sorry.
younger women like dating.
The younger
older
guys I've been coming across, they love older
And for
women.
the most part, that some of them could do. I'm not gonna speak for all of them. Women,
I'm just
you want
saying,
somebody to take care of you.
I'm not dating a young woman. Period. Like, she's 10, 15 years younger than me. She can't even get nowhere. I got cousins and shit that age.
Do you know how old his mother was?
You know what? No, because she passed. When I was talking to him, she
That sounds psychological to me right there.
Yeah, right there, yeah.
I don't know how old.
And that's
he
probably
was,
why he
yeah.
gravitates to older women too.
But he likes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the
gravitate
reason why he
over because his mother
gravitated to
died
older
and
women.
blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah. Like, we
he was
gotta
looking for that
somebody.
mother figure at the end of the day.
But you got some people that's I don't know, a little bit older than us, that's looking for mother figures because it's a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to really honestly say that it's only age difference with that because honestly you have some people that's my age or older that their parents may have died, and I know this from experience
Right.
of dealing with someone that was still looking for women as a mother figure.
And that goes both ways
And I think
with
it's
females and
trauma
males. Yeah.
with grieving death of your parents or just some type of thing that trauma that happened to you in your life. Like trauma, honestly, I think it just goes in a lot of different ways.
It does.
just saying.
You creep into relationships too.
Yeah.
But that's the same way with girls, with women that date older men, like especially if they had daddy issues and didn't have that father figure around. Like I thank God I had my father around. I ain't had
I
daddy
didn't
issues.
have mine.
Yeah.
My father, he used to use drugs. My father died, I think, at my prison like 9 or 10 or something. I don't know. But I didn't have a good relationship with my father. My brother was pretty much my father. So a lot of things he installed, and I looked to him because that was the father figure in my life.
Right.
But older guys, I don't know. I had all ages. Like, I'm like a trisexual. I will try anything. Like, when it comes down, Now, will I try a younger guy now? 41, no, because I don't have the time or the patience
or the energy.
Then I just think like. Honestly, he caught me probably honestly at a good time.
At your prime. Because I think like in your mid 30s, it's like
he caught me at a vulnerable time and a good time. Mm-hmm. So, but what I now I don't have time. I don't have the patience with younger guys.
So I heard like older and younger guys in the bathroom, right? So so just back off of that, like for our younger versus older, right?
No, you
it don't even matter. Listen to what I'm saying, though. So
what is your?
No, what I'm saying is, as an older man, when an older man knows what he wants, he knows what he wants. You know what I mean? Like I've met younger women, right? With the younger women.
Some older men do not know what they want.
No, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about other men. I'm talking about me.
Okay, but we're talking about men in general.
I mean, but I'm gonna say I think that we kind of fucked up if we say that majority of men.
I didn't say majority. I said
don't know what the fuck.
No, a lot of them
that we have been through some shit. We've been married, divorced, all
and
types of shit. Got baby mamas and all that shit.
Everybody has been through some shit.
I'm not saying they haven't, but like she keep cutting me off of what I'm trying to say with my point.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Y'all dragging my point.
Yeah, real drag. Go ahead.
I'm being positive.
Go ahead, Juan.
I'm about to say something positive.
Go ahead.
No, but I was off my train of thought. Y'all
okay,
since you talk. Go ahead, TikTok.
You want me to go back? All right, so I'll say this. All right, go on.
No, what I'm saying is like, you know, what we was talking about earlier about people being emotionally available for each other, whether men, women, or whatever, young, old, or whatever. Young motherfuckers don't know how to be emotionally available for people. Would you agree?
I mean, I would agree somewhat because I had like probably 1 or 2 young guys that was emotionally available.
No.
I mean, because it's all about, but one, at the end of the day, it's all about like a person upbringing. It's all about their maturity level. It's a lot of other factors that come in play. I've met some 25-year-old men that act like they was in their 40s. They had that shit together. They had careers.
I'm not
They
saying
like,
I'm
yeah,
not
right.
saying-
But
I'm
make it
not
take
saying
y'all
you
for
don't.
figures.
I'm not saying
Right.
you don't. I'm not saying you don't have that. But my question to you is, where do your morals lie?
Why?
Oh, when it, ooh.
Really more?
Right.
Listen, I know
Well,
for me.
I'm
I'll be 44 this year. I'm not dating a woman at 25. I'm gonna
So that
she
you
making $1
went
million. That
Only
shit
reason
don't mean
why
nothing. I got fucking
And
music
I
in it.
understand children all ages.
Yeah.
I'm asking, is that really more?
Yeah.
You have some older guy
It is more.
that's 40-something years old.
and act like they're
and they don't have
20.
shit.
They don't have nothing going
We're
on.
talking
What's
about-
wrong with them?
No, the conversation is younger and older.
I know,
older
but
and
you
younger.
kind of
So
okay.
when
I
I'm-
see. Well, how is it okay for you to kind of spend some shit and then
Oh, I can spend what? I said my shit is 38. I'm 44. 38 and 44.
But
That's
you
like 5, 6, 7
doing
years.
more than principles. So I was making an example. Was it? I mean,
Yeah, go
did I
ahead,
really
yeah.
jump at it?
You know what? You know what?
I'm just
I
saying.
didn't even do nothing wrong. Go, you know, Adrian, go
So
ahead.
you have a
Some men do.
So
Okay, conjugate.
yeah, the question what that I put up was, do you think men look for mother figures? And she said,
Yeah.
some men.
I don't look for no mother.
Or they look
I can
for
say that
someone
for
that's
sure.
similar, very similar to what their mother
But
presents.
every man is, you're going to marry someone that resembles your mother because that's your first example of love.
Yeah.
And every woman
Is
you're going to
that
marry
true?
some.
I
Hold on. Any woman, any woman that had the honor and privilege of having a father in their life, they're going to marry a man that has some of their father characteristics. That's just natural.
Well,
That's just natural. Whether it's good characteristics or bad characteristics, you're
No,
going to,
that's true.
you want to, that's what you was around.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, let's be real.
That's true.
Let's be
Because I
real.
can say my ex-husband did display all of the characteristics of my father.
You know what I'm saying?
So I can
Like,
say that.
people say I look like my father, I look like my father.
I mean, that's why I think I fell
Fell in
for
love with
him, yeah. Because I saw like all of the qualities that I grew up seeing in my dad.
but
But as you develop
when
into
you marry,
yourself,
some of them people like your father, some of them are.
I'm not saying they're
Sure.
not. What I'm saying is, that's a reflection. So would you say that they go back to a reflection of your upbringing because we are a product of what we see?
Oh yeah.
Well,
We
what
are
we
a product of what we
perceive.
see. And
What
I
we
go a little
perceive
deeper if you
is-
want me to, but go ahead. Let me
Right.
say your
Well,
piece.
go a little deeper.
No, say your piece.
You just said you're going.
No, so what I'm saying is, like, for example, right? You know, I don't really want to go that deep because it's really personal, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course, because it's talking about my actual parent, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, I watched my mother be a dope lady, you know what I mean? And I watched her have her husband showed me some things, her ex-husband showed me some things, but also showed me some negative things, you know what I mean? But also say some negative things from a woman too, like, damn, why are you cooking and doing all this shit for a nigga that's just disrespectful? You know what I mean? But then I see a man that's sitting there doing this, that, and the third, and not communicating. So as a man, when I get in relationships, that's what I do, not consciously, unconsciously, because that's what I saw.
Right. So
But that's what I was around.
Stop.
I mean, I'm still developing. So I mean, you know what I mean? It ain't you always developing as a man. You
Only
never,
reason why I said that is
It
because
don't- I
we
didn't take
make
it no way.
excuses.
it's not an excuse.
Us as people, it's not that
I said it's not an excuse. I said,
It's like us as people, we kind of make excuses for
it's
our
a
upbringing.
It's a learning.
And then it's like, well,
But you have
this
to
how I was
learn.
raised. But how long are you going to take?
No, but
And
listen
keep
what I'm saying. No,
blaming
it's
that.
not a blame thing, Asia, baby.
I
All
think
I'm
it's
saying,
a
no,
blame.
it's the reference thing. You got to understand why you do the shit that you do. You understand what I'm saying? And you have to look at the source of what you do. What you do. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking at the source of what you is not blaming nobody.
All right, so when do
Oh, let
how
me-
long does it take for you to take accountability?
I'm talking to
Change
accountability.
things.
All
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
saying you in general.
But some people have a hard time
No, but
taking
I
accountability.
had to speak about
and that's
me.
why I was saying.
Yeah.
I had to speak about me because I hope it will help someone else. You know what I mean? Because self-accountability, like what someone else does and what you saw and all that shit, that don't determine who you be. You determine who you be.
But that might also
You know what I mean? If you're strong-minded, like you said, you know what I mean? Like you may have seen, and I'm not talking about you, but you may have seen your mama getting beat up instead of third, but Asian baby ain't gonna tolerate nobody beating her up.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It might derail you
what's
from.
so crazy? I've never seen abuse.
But I'm not,
in my family.
but I wasn't
Right.
saying
But I
you
was
in general.
abused.
Right.
So I didn't understand.
I'm talking about physical
That's what
and
I'm
mental
talking
and
about.
different. You know what
I
I mean?
didn't understand it because I never seen that in my household. Like,
Right, but
so
I was
when
just
you
using
said
it.
that to me,
But I was just trying to use it as an example of like, you know, no matter what, my perception of you as a human being, Asian baby ain't going. I wouldn't expect that to be in your past. You know what I mean? Because of how you present yourself.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You understand what I'm saying? So we have to understand, like, we do carry shit that we see as young people, even if we don't know it. Even if we don't know it, I didn't know it. I didn't know it when I was married and in different relationships and like that. Well, you know, the common denominator is me. It's not the women. It's me.
right,
So, what common factors that everybody spoke about are the thing?
right.
You know what I mean? And you got to understand that as a human, woman, man, or whatever. That's all I'm saying. You know what
Well,
I mean?
I can
So I'm not
say.
disagreeing with you. I'm just, you know what I mean?
No, I think we both agree on both parts, honestly.
Well, I can say I grew up. Well, my dad and my mom. My dad was 15 years older than my mom, so I always thought that dating older or being with someone older was the norm.
Okay.
So, like in my younger years, that's all I gravitated to, like men that was like 10 years older than me. And then, like when I started like catching on to it, like no, this is shut up. So yeah, as I got older, I realized like older men, at the end of the day, they gravitate to younger women to manipulate them, to control them.
No, definitely
Not
no.
always.
Definitely not.
Not
That's a
always.
no.
Not
You
always.
that's generalizing some bullshit.
No, but in my experience with the
like,
older men
they
that
say
I have
your
experienced,
experience.
yes, my
Men and
experience.
women, I think men and women both do it.
Yeah,
But I'm not gonna say all.
yeah.
I say because
Because I seen it on a woman end too. I seen my brother at 17 date someone that was 26. And I saw the dynamics of that
the only
flip as
thing,
well.
and no disrespect, but the only thing an older woman, because I dealt with an older woman when I was young, when I was like 19. She was probably like 27. She turned me.
Oh, now exactly.
Hold on. She turned me out. She turned me out sexually, not mentally.
So you've been molested.
Exactly.
No, I wouldn't
That's
say
right.
molested.
That's
No,
right.
I wouldn't say molested. I would say
Yes, you did.
no.
That's how you came at me.
No, but it didn't make you that way. I was just trying to make a point.
Then you just said, Marcus in his fight that he was molested.
You
Y'all got the
did.
same
You
age.
got on your shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
You did.
14 years and 3 or 4 years, totally different. I
And
don't
she
know what the fuck
probably
y'all
was really
talking about.
older than me, but you don't want to say it.
That nigga, no, I'm keeping it 1,000. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And the whole moral of the story is this, right? Like, so she was in a position. I was at a school, so she was in a position of power. I was in a position of power. You know what I'm saying? But I was a young bro. I didn't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know. I'm just, you know, I'm finessing. I had hair and shit, you know?
Yeah,
I had
that was a long
dreads,
time
like,
ago.
yeah, but
I like the
Don't
better
stop
with
the
Saul,
step.
even though I don't know what the fuck you look like without it. But
Yeah.
You want more.
no.
Can you
So look, right?
finish?
So no, I want some real shit. So when I came to the joints, I was the teacher that I was working with. She had a relapse on alcohol, right? She was like, "Yo, I can't fuck with these kids." No bullshit, like. Like, for real, like, she had a relapse with alcohol, you know what I mean? Like, okay,
The
fuck
one
with
that
these kids.
was having sex with you?
the one that you got.
No, let me break it down. Y'all keep cutting me the fuck off. Let me break shit all the way down. So, I said, it's my birthday. She said, yo, I'm going to get you a Tupac CD and something else.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other CD. It was like a Tupac CD. It's my brother Tupac CD. So, I'm like, all right, you know, man. See, that was bullshit.
Wow.
You know what I mean? She bought the CD. And I had an older woman finessing the shit out. You know what I mean? Her own mama was like, are you sure you want this older woman to finesse you like this? You was gone.
Did you get some pussy?
Oh, man, I got hella pussy, but I was doing hella shit that I didn't even know
Well,
was
she-
capable
I got
with
you
the,
right.
you know what I mean?
I got
Like,
you
to the
right.
point where it's over, the point of the story is like, even when I like fucked up my credit and all that shit, right? That's what I'm saying, baby. Her mama said, yo, she said, brother Nick, she said, yo, are you sure? You really? And me being, you know what I mean? Like I said, like if you don't, my dad died.
You sure you was young?
Listen what I'm saying. I was like,
Ow.
oh, listen what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna pull it all the way in. My dad died when I was 10. You know what I mean? So I had different shit that was drawing me. You know what I mean? So I had a good grandmother, a good grandfather. I had, you know, back in the day, we had communities and shit like that. We had people living in the address. You don't know your name, go to work and shit like that. We had all that. So a good community, but that absence was still relevant. So when you get something that attach you, show you some different type of love, you gonna have it. Right? I mean, so I brought all that story up to say, like, that shit, she was older than me. I was younger. You know what I mean? But I felt as though she didn't emotionally, she understood. She emotionally manipulated me because she really wound up all the shit I set up for her was for another nigga that was older than me. But I was young. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm going hammer like, yo, you doing all this sexual shit to me. I'm going like, oh, shit. You feel me? Man, all that. Man, we ain't gonna go. You gotta say all that bullshit, baby.
Hey, Mom, what's your experience with it? And yeah, you is quiet. You need to.
My bad, no, I don't mean that, you know what I mean?
I
really think that, because I had experience dating people that was 10 years older than me and 10 years younger than me. I think in the middle, you meet yourself.
How old are you?
38.
38.
Okay.
So I met people. No, I think you meet like a common ground in the middle, where in the middle, like you don't even think about age. You're like, yo, you're kind of cool. Y'all meet mentally in the middle. But there's some teaching moments, a lot of educational moments where, for example, I had a girl that was 9 years younger than me, right? 9 year younger. I said, babe, can you warm up my food in the oven, please? Food was in a to-go tray, right? She put the whole thing in the oven. I was like, babe, no, right? You don't do that. You don't do that. Fast forward, I was dating a girl older than me. She saw me doing my taxes. Oh, baby, you don't do your taxes like that. There's always teacher moments. So, like, it don't matter if, I mean, it does matter. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not going to pull some girl out of high school. No shit.
No, I agree with you. How you breaking it down right now, I agree with you.
You do meet in the middle. Like, I don't care if we vibe, if we got our shit together, whatever kind of way, or if we work together, working our shit out, then, you know, that age don't matter.
No, and
that might be what happened.
Yeah.
And that goes, no, I disagree with the Marcus Houston shit.
So do you think that for a man that it's important for him to be the teacher?
No,
I learned after a while you don't try to teach. Like it was moments though. The first year that I was dating this young girl, I was like, no, you don't do that. You don't do that.
I felt like a teacher. Honestly, some stuff I did feel like a teacher.
I disagree.
Because my kids were, I had a child that was already somewhat big. Yeah.
I mean, it's teachable moments and then being a teacher.
I disagree with that.
I think there are some.
I disagree with that.
How do you disagree with it? If you're dating someone younger that haven't even experienced anything to the level of you, but they don't know though.
Where their mind is at. You have younger people that teach older people shit every fucking day.
Yeah, like she taught me how to Dougie.
I ain't talking about.
But he got some. But we can someone. I have a 20-year-old and a 19-year-old. They cannot possibly sit here and teach me anything that I do not know.
We're talking about I'm talking about discipline. You may have a young motherfucker that can teach you discipline. You may say it's teachable.
It's almost teachable.
It's always teachable.
I'm only going to say that because there's some stuff honestly that we don't know that's going on now in society that you don't have no idea about.
They have no idea about young motherfucking teachers and shit.
What? It could be something simple. I mean, but it could be something simple. You know what I mean? And shit, you know, right. To the kids, it's like maybe looking at you like really mine. Right. And we might have thought this something else. Or it might have been something else. And they was like, that's teaching us something, or we ask them a question, and of course we don't know. Things are changing, and they making things very different now. So, yeah, I won't say that. Kids, our kids, honestly, I'm kind of happy my kids kind of teach me something and kind of keep up
To
because
go back to our topic, I'm not with the older niggas dating no younger.
Oh, we know you're not.
Yeah, I'm not with that.
Not
Not that young, not no motherfucking 38, you 18. No.
She 19.
I don't give a fuck. She 19. She could be 21. That
that
nigga is 38. You know what I mean? That nigga is 38. She was 21.
Yeah,
That shit is
definitely
wrong,
can
bro.
That word in
it's
itself
almost like
is
the
pedophilia.
Yeah, it is kind of true. It ain't no almost it. That
So
shit
it's
is
almost
true.
like-
That's why I said the word itself.
Grooming her.
like almost like not
Wait a
that
minute,
cult
you can't
world,
hurt
but
no fucking 16
you know how I don't want to say cult because he's not in a cult, but you know how like they marry their wives
Oh, yeah.
like 13, 14.
Oh, yeah.
Like they groom them.
And I'm not saying
The
that's not
women
part of our history,
and
but what I'm
kids
saying is,
with
just
their
because it's part of our
husband.
history, that don't make that shit right.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like it's like
Arranged marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
That's
understand
what
all
that
this.
is. That in itself
So-
comes from the line of human trafficking.
Right. Yeah. They just felt some kids.
Like, that shit is not right, man. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. That shit's not right. I don't give a fuck with nobody. Human trafficking, whatever. Any denomination you break it down, that shit ain't right. Nigga 38 shouldn't be dating nobody 19.
No, I agree. I mean,
Correct.
I don't want nobody
You know what I
to
mean? I wouldn't want no. That's like me coming to your house with your daughter, like, yo, yeah, I'm 43, every 44 this year, I love your daughter. You gonna look at me like, you love my daughter, nigga? What the fuck you mean?
I don't really think we're gonna have a conversation, but you know.
Right,
No,
you
but
know,
what
like,
I'm saying is, if your daughter come to you like, I love this brother, but you don't know how I'm manipulating her as a young person
Yeah.
because I have experience over her. You don't know what I'm doing to manipulate her. But she said she coming to her mother like, I love this man. As her mother, and this man being 40-something years old, you gonna let her know like, yo, nah.
So what about
That's not what the fuck it is. If I had a daughter that was dating a nigga that old, nah, baby, that's not what the fuck is up.
that? Don't mean that that's gonna be.
And I'm not saying she would stop dating, yo. But she would know my displeasure with that shit, and I'm gonna give her enough energy.
And that don't mean that she.
I'm
Yeah,
not saying she
yeah.
would hear it or none of that. I'm not saying none of that because each individual human, when they love energy, is different. They love energy different. I can't control my kid. You know what I mean? I don't want my kid to smoke weed, but he smoke weed. You feel me?
We don't want our kids to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but they do it.
But what I'm saying, my whole point is this: if you know, I just know that I'm not gonna allow that to happen. You know what I mean?
Only reason why.
And a man wouldn't even come to me that way because I would break his ass down to the point where though he wouldn't even want to date her.
But
Being
like you said
38
that
old
you
man.
would not
I don't give a
allow
fuck
that.
about your back.
But you say you won't allow
You
that
won't
to
allow-
happen. But it's going to, you
not
can't
about what you
control.
allowing.
Right.
I understand. I get it. Like honestly, full up because I got 3 goddamn girls. I get all of
Right,
it.
you got
But
girls.
truth be told, like when
So-
they walk out our door, they
Yeah,
gonna
we
do
have
that.
So if your daughter
Exactly.
came through and was like, yo, I like Brother Nance. I seen him on your show. She's 20. And I'm 44. You gonna be like, yeah, go date Brother Nance.
No, we're not
I'm
going
like,
to be like that.
I'm like, you think you keep it? Oh, okay. Like, and keep it
But,
moving.
but how would you view me as a man if I dated your daughter at 20? I'm talking about Yiffy. I'm talking about Yiffy. How would you view me? Fuck all that other shit. You don't know me,
Yeah,
none of
please
this
say
shit.
you don't.
How would you view me
Alright,
as
so
a
I'm
man?
gonna say this.
How would you view me as a
I'm
man?
gonna say this.
As a grown ass black man.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
No, I need you to
No,
know.
I'm not. We're not gonna comment on that because you probably still wouldn't be here.
But that's
So we're
important.
gonna leave that alone. So I'm not gonna comment.
Right.
I'm
But
gonna
you
leave that
understand?
like that.
But you see what I'm saying?
No,
I said if your daughter was
understand what
20
you're saying.
and I'm
understand.
43.
We're not saying that we disagree
No.
with
Oh,
it.
she said I wouldn't be here. That means I take it as you gonna take me out.
Oh, yeah.
And you should be.
Yeah. It's
Exactly. So
Yeah.
how is the Marcus Houston shit?
We're not saying that we
No,
agree
I'm
with
not
that.
saying that I agree
Oh,
with it.
I'm
I'm trying to give you all aspects and all angles. One as a woman, as an adult,
Yeah, as
and all
an
that.
adult, let's
We
see
will never know why, honestly. And I only say
I
that.
feel like older nigga dealing with a woman 20 years or 15 years, that's mental abuse. You're
But
being mentally
I-
abusive to a young woman.
As a woman, I
do.
agree
You know what I mean?
with her when we say that at 16, 17, 18, 19, those are like your most impressionable moments.
Right, it is.
Those are also your moments of when you, in your mind, have this ideology of what you are supposed to have.
You getting in
how you
tune
identify.
with
That's
who
your
you are.
idea. That's
So,
your idea of who you
We've
be.
been groomed since birth through contact with humans, parents,
The
you know,
white
whomever.
picket fence.
The white picket fence, get married, have a baby,
And
all
don't
that.
work right.
But even aside from it not working like that, mentally at 16, 17, 18, 19, that is what you're typically chasing.
Yeah, we
You know what I'm
program.
saying?
Honestly,
And you
we gotta
make- you know,
program
and-
our children.
And at the end of
Because
the day,
man was like,
even a lot
brother
of girls,
Nance, I have a nigga that's motherfucking 35 and she's 17. I'ma kill that nigga. Straight up.
even if you have a lot of girls that
Straight up.
might be out here twerking and seem like they're wilding, their ideology and their mentality is that they're getting ready to get a man, they're gonna be together forever.
Yeah, like, no,
And
that's
it's-
not the
and-
way.
but you gotta think about the grooming standards,
Right.
period,
Right.
that happens with.
And you also have to look like.
Think about how most households are ran. Boys can do what they want. Girls
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And whether it's right
But
or
that's
wrong,
a,
I'm telling you
I'm about to
that
say, I agree with you. That is a
whatever-
right, that is a wrong
but
situation.
from a mental standpoint,
Telling
but
boys they can't cry and shit like that. Like,
but
no,
what
you're
it
supposed
does
to
for
cry.
a woman
What you
is
talking about?
it grows her puberty wise faster,
Right.
so her hormones and
I agree,
her
yes.
thought
I agree.
process is that she's supposed to be trying to land
Right.
a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the idea of a man is not going to be someone of her peer typically in age. I'm not saying it's right. I
Just saying,
wholeheartedly agree with you
Right.
that what he is doing
It's
is
wrong.
That shit wrong.
Is trying
That shit is wrong
To
on
say
so
the
many
least.
levels. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just had a conversation with my daughter that's away at college. She's 19.
19. That woman is 19.
And she just started
That shit is
dating.
fucking
Well,
wild.
she's making it known that she's dating now. So I'm like asking all of these questions because I need to know, like, how old is he? Who is he? Because I know
So
she
are
like
you
older.
a drill sergeant? Or
No, I'm not because me and my
You drill
daughter.
sergeant, you ain't gonna get shit.
Yeah, me and my daughter have that relationship as
That's good.
like we can sit and we talk about
You be the
everything.
parent and then you
Yeah,
be the
because
drill
she's my only daughter, so we always had that type of connection, like since she was little. So she always felt comfortable with coming to me, talking to me about stuff. And I know that if she coming to me and talking to me about this guy now, it's developing into something serious.
Right.
So now it's like, okay, I need to ask these questions
questions.
yeah, because she never came
See
to
what
me
type
about
of
a guy
nigga she
ever.
dealing with.
I thought she was
What type of
dating
nigga
girls
she
at
dealing
first. So yeah, because I never heard of her like talking about anything. So when she told me about this guy today, I was like, oh, now I need to ask questions then, because like my
You were supposed to
anxiety.
ask questions on both.
Huh?
You were supposed to ask
Well, I ask questions on both too, but she's my daughter. She's just like, all right, you getting too invasive. But when I know she's getting serious, she'll start like disclosing. So I know she like older guys. So that was the first question, like, how old is he? And she was like, well, he's a senior here in college. So I'm like, hey, he's 21.
She's a freshman.
She's a sophomore.
Sophomore. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a different
not
wave.
No, that's not
a
bad.
different wave than a nigga is 38, grown ass nigga, and you 19.
Right.
Like, that shit is
Right.
not what's up. I
Right.
don't give a fuck what nobody says.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that shit is not what's up.
And
You know
like
what I mean?
how Asia is, her father will like, he would be
Like, I ain't
gone.
gonna.
Yeah,
Like,
like, yo,
it would not even be a
as
question.
a grown ass
That's
man,
like I-
how could you even come to, because if you do it the right way, you gotta meet the parents.
Exactly.
So as a grown ass nigga,
Wait a minute, what's the right way?
meeting their parents. But you gotta meet somebody's parents. You gotta be like, yo, I'm interested in doing like, you know, I met somebody recently and I went to her community like, yo, I'm interested in this sister. And what do I need to do to pursue this sister?
That don't happen.
It don't really happen.
I mean, but just because it doesn't happen, that doesn't mean the shit ain't.
And my husband had to ask my father.
Yes,
Oh,
you
really?
gotta pay endowment and shit like
What
that
I'm
shit.
saying
man.
is it doesn't happen all the time.
And I'm not
It's
saying just because it doesn't happen all the time, that doesn't mean that we don't have to hold people accountable. That's all
I'm not
I'm
saying
saying.
that. I'm not saying that.
All I'm saying is a motherfucker dating somebody that's you 38 and you marry someone 19. I can't even be mad at I gotta be mad at her parents. Seriously. Because I feel like you looking at that man as a bag. Period.
Or are they just people that's on?
Nah, 38 and 19.
Whatever.
I mean, no, I know.
I just
Hey,
feel like,
hey,
honestly,
so I'm
I
making $1
just
million.
think
So if I'm making $1 million if I'm making $1 million a year, and I came to you and was like, we on the show, your daughter like, your brother is handsome, etc. She's 17.
I make my own bake.
It's not even about that. It's not even about your own bags. It's not even about
No,
that.
it is.
No,
It's different.
What I'm saying to you is,
I want you to answer the question that I'm trying to ask you because you're talking about you. I'm talking about that situation.
well, I can't answer that. I can't answer.
But I need you to like think outside the box.
But I
That's why I'm
just
asking
was
you the
thinking
situation.
outside the box
All right, go
when
ahead.
I said that, or if her parents honestly are just outgoing people. You have some honestly families that shit don't matter. Like I don't know what they're called, but they like open, they do different things.
Right.
I just think honestly,
So I'm a millionaire, right? So I'm a millionaire.
The only person that can judge them is that man upstairs
Right, so-
or Allah. So I can't really actually judge, I'm not their judge or their jury.
So,
What I can say is I don't agree, but
so
if
to
you
go
don't
back to my question that I originally said. So if I came to you know me from the show, now we know each other. Your daughter's 18. I'm 43.
I think I answered that.
Yeah, she answered that already. It doesn't. We're not saying that we don't agree with what he did.
Yeah,
It's just that, like, I think
understand.
from our perspective, we can just
I'm
view
just
it
saying,
differently. But when it comes to our own kids, like, no, that shit not
This
gonna
shit
be
will definitely
acceptable.
be personal.
But that's the problem.
Yeah, it would be
that's
personal.
the problem. Like we gotta start holding these niggas accountable
And women.
and women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like we gotta start holding people accountable. That's the fucking problem.
Oh yeah, Jada on so many.
Like that shit is a
levels.
problem. That shit is a problem. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm saying. Like that shit is a problem. We don't hold each other accountable on the shit that's fucked up that you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you're not supposed to do that shit. But you can send R. Kelly to jail. And I'm not an R. Kelly nigga.
And I think he
only
should
knew
be
like
under-
3
I
songs.
think he
Like,
should be
Believe
under
I
the
Can
fucking
Fly and all that shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? We were singing his shit every graduation. You feel me? They still singing that shit. I Believe I Can Fly.
When as soon as I found out
Man,
what he was
listen.
doing.
But let me tell you, if you do that, you might as well just turn all secular music and gospel music off.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I'm saying if you're
Right.
going by those standards.
No,
Right.
and
that's true.
it's not that I'm going by those standards. What I'm just simply saying is this. I'm just simply saying is like, us as black people, we gotta hold people accountable. If you're doing some fucked up shit, you gotta be held the fuck accountable, yo. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, just like our show. We talk about love, we talk about life, but we hold each other accountable on what the fuck we talk about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna let me go too far astray without saying, well, you know what? You look at it from this perspective, brother. And I could be like, you know what? I didn't look at it from a perspective, but I respect that. Even if it's not my perspective.
Right.
But we can have a conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? But to say like, yo, that's cool, and yeah, no, that shit is not fucking cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not cool, nigga. You 38, the lady is fucking 19. No, nigga, you can't do that.
I don't even. Well,
You know what I'm
I've seen
saying? You
merchants
can't do
with it,
that.
so I don't know. If
I don't give a fuck how mature she is,
Yeah.
how much you like her, none of that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, where's her parents?
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. Like, is her parents even in her life? We don't know. Honestly, we just going off.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
we keep it real, but
all
I'm saying we don't know
but
shit.
Asia, baby,
All
but
we know is that
Asia,
he is
baby,
married
also,
to a young girl.
At the end of the day,
But
at the end of the
her
day,
parents are in her
no,
life.
regardless of
Like,
regardless of parents are in her life or not, he don't have nobody around him checking his bitch ass.
Mm.
I love her.
Yeah.
Like he needs somebody checking him. If I was his homeboy, I'd be like, nigga, you dating a 19-year-old nigga.
You're not getting checked, but you're getting served.
Yo, I had a homeboy, yo, and I ain't gonna say his name online, but I had a homeboy tell me he's still dating a woman. He's like 33 or whatever. He dating a woman that's like I think she's like 19. I was like, damn, boy, you a child molester. I'm talking to this is my homeboy. He's like, yo, bro, she's going to do this and that, and I'm like, nah, nigga, like that shit foul, nigga. Like you doing some foul shit, nigga.
Some people just
Some
want the
people
fucking
think if
fetish,
you
like they just want the
over 18,
fantasy.
Yeah.
You legal.
I think people
Right.
look at people as investments. That's what I think. Because that all we talk about is what she can do.
But guess
Oh,
what?
okay.
But guess why he's looking at it like that? because somewhere in his mental capacity, he's at that level. You would have to go back and dissect if something happened to him,
Yeah, it did.
or if he got locked up.
He
Because
got locked up. He got locked up. He had $1 million
There you
on the
go.
real.
Back to the psychological
He had $1
part.
million on the real estate tip. He got locked up. You know what I mean? He did
So
his
if he
time.
got locked up at about 21,
He was like about 25.
they are mentally compatible.
Yup,
That's what they
exactly.
stopped at.
Facts.
Both
No,
they
I
stopped right
agree. I agree.
It's just, you know,
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, let's not get it confused. That's all I'm saying.
And again, that it still don't make it right, but
It don't.
that's
No.
his mental capacity.
No, I agree though.
I wish a nigga would come to me at 38 dating my daughter at 19. Nigga, he would have no chance.
Oh, he wouldn't be bringing.
Period. The nigga would not even be alive. What you trying to do? Nah, nigga, the fuck is you talking about, nigga? I'm 44. And you 38 dating my motherfucking 19-year-old daughter? No, sir. No. No,
Yeah,
no, my feelings is just like that shit is
So,
it's just sad that shit is acceptable.
So let's flip this. What if your 17-year-old
That shit is
son?
sad that shit is acceptable.
It wasn't even worse to me though. That
Even they talk about the past, yo.
Yeah.
You ain't think it wasn't gonna be?
I'm not saying that Marcus Houston's situation is not better.
Because how old is
Or, you know what I'm saying, 4 more
Like
years.
20
I feel like
something?
because
Jada like 40 something. 50.
50
Oh,
something, yeah.
ooh, that's
I feel like because for me it was how they got introduced. Her son brought him
home.
they're
Right.
friends. Yeah,
Right, like
they're
you fucking
friends.
your son's friend.
Yeah,
Where's
yeah.
the moral compass at?
But
Oh, you don't
goes
fuck his
back-
butt.
no, I'm saying that to say it goes back to some families are very open. That family is
It's very open to
Not my
everything.
I'm just saying it goes to if a family is. Don't bring me to this bad.
Right. Facts.
Peace don't mean peace.
No.
He's back.
It just goes to it.
You know we still on air, right? Stay your ass off. No. Oh
I don't know
my
what's going on. But it goes to if a person's family is
God. Yeah, they are very open
I
family.
honestly, I kind of like how open they are. They all look to you open, but I like that they're open and they allow their children to be free. That part, yeah. But I like that they allow their kids to be free.
I do
and
too. That's
do
what I
whatever
love about
they
their
decide.
relationship.
And honestly, that couple, they are.
I mean, and they've been lasting for a reason.
They've been married for a long time.
Yeah.
I know it might seem crazy. We're in a different time.
That don't mean you gotta be in the part of it.
I don't know if I'm gonna be a part of it, but I like it.
No, I agree with Asia. I do like how open and like
I don't
how
think
free
I
they
can
are.
be-
They're free because I think like as a society we
So
always.
do you really think they're happy?
I don't know if they're happy or not.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak on that, but I do know.
Well, you can speak on it. You can speak.
You don't
on it.
think that they're
Not at all.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, like, cause it's like even with that last
Did you
interview
really
with Jada.
watch the dynamics?
Yeah, I did watch it, and that's what I was getting ready to touch
And,
on.
and the
When he was talking,
did you really watch the dynamics of their interaction?
Yeah, I did, and that's how I can tell that it's still like it's rocky
So
on
they're
so
not
many
happy.
levels. Yeah,
that shit is a publicity stunt.
right.
And
It's like she got
understand-
caught.
I understand.
Who
It
got
needs to
caught?
be.
Who
Y'all
got
got
caught? Who
those
got caught?
guys.
Who got caught?
And y'all have honestly a platform that y'all need to really actually keep still sitting there. You got to. But honestly, they've been doing everything for a long
Oh,
time.
for sure.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look organized, man.
But
No, it don't. It's no rules or regulations.
For me, it was about time. For me, it was about time.
He started talking, and he was supposed to be quiet.
I think it was about. I actually thought it was about time. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that situation was about time.
I just felt like
I thought it was about time. I thought that.
he wasn't relevant anymore.
And he had an album that was about to drop.
But even on a deeper level, what I'm saying is.
They wasn't. I'm
No,
sorry.
what I was saying is like.
That was his last song.
No, this is what I'm saying.
I love it.
Jada
Trey
Pinkett
Songz.
and Will Smith already know, like, just like how the NBA players just did a little boycott or whatever. That when they did that shit, we was in the
I like
height.
what they did that.
We was in the height of a lot of bullshit going on. So for them to have an entanglement as a distraction, they were irresponsible as fucking black people. You know what I mean? They
Well,
were.
they irresponsible was he? Because he don't
No,
know shit.
they were, because it's not just
They
him.
started that
You
shit.
can't, it ain't about who started it. He got provoked to do the shit.
How?
How? He's a grown ass man at the end of the day.
All right,
What we doing?
no comment.
Wrapping it up.
All right.
So-
I'm wrapping that thing up.
We had a deep conversation about older versus younger. Please feel free to comment any comments that you may have about your experiences with dating younger versus older. Again, we had a great show today. Thank y'all all for.
We need a 5 year, 7 year difference. You know what I mean? We ain't going on 50.
Oh my
40 year difference. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
You know,
So
Right.
please subscribe
Or
to
you
our
gotta
YouTube
be 2, 3
channel.
years
Walk.
older. You can't be, you know what I mean? Just keep that shit, bro.
You want to close us
Fix
out?
it, Jesus.
Since you, yeah, fix it, Jesus.
Okay,
You wanna
Almost
close us out on?
Of course.
Remember to continue loving yourself, live
Love
unapologetically.
yourself.
Yes, love your
We don't
damn
have
self
good days,
first.
We create them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we do.
Create the life
Thank
we want. We spread our love and light to the world. As well.
I don't think they can hear you.
Yeah, they
No,
can't.
They can't. I'm talking to Tasha. So she
But I want to hear. All I heard was create.
Bye, y'all.
We don't have good days. We create.
This
we
is
create the life we
my
want.
crazy
We spread our
family.
love and light to the world. What is you talking